They've been on their feet much of the afternoon here at the Rockingham Speedway. It's been 21 years since the NASCAR Xfinity Series last raced here, and what a great show they have seen here, and it's not over yet. 4 laps to run. Jesse Love will restart as the race leader in the outside lane. Sammy Smith to his inside. Green flag from the starter stand. We are back underway. Let's see if we can finish this one up as Sammy Smith gets a great restart back to 1.
And Sammy Smith will grab the lead away from Jesse Love. Love slides up the bank and loses second.
3 wide momentarily off turn number 2. Jesse Love now under the gun for third as Gray slides into the number 2 spot.
Still don't know who's got enough fuel to make it to the end. Here's Sammy Smith pouring up off turn number 4. He's got the lead. Taylor Gray now second. Other cars, Sam Mayer is out of fuel as they race to turn 1.
Sam Mayer in the way right now, and around they go in turn number 1. Connor Zillich spins down to the bottom of the racetrack. So does Sam Mayer. More cars wreck off the corner. Matt DiBenedetto is involved. They wreck on the back straightaway.
Oh, there's a couple of heavy hits on the back straightaway to the inside wall. Several cars involved. At least 5 or 6 get collected. What began in turn 2, Tim Catalfimo, ends halfway up the back straightaway.
That was one of the longest wrecks I think I have ever seen. It started with Connor Zillich, who was 3 wide going into turn number 1. He got the car sideways, literally slid all the way through turns 1 and 2, was able to get it under control on the apron at the exit of turn 2. That's when Sam Mayer, whose car was starting to sputter as he was running out of fuel, spun coming off of turn number 2. Then I saw Matt DiBenedetto get turned. I believe Chris Wright went into the inside retaining wall, and it was on from there, headed down the back straightaway.
With these drivers running out of fuel, you have to wonder about everybody else right now. Even though we are under caution again and the leaders are dropping down to the flat apron of the racetrack here under caution, everybody's race cars getting very thirsty. They need that Sunoco fuel, but they're going to try to stretch it. They want that trophy when this thing ends.
And at this point, you know there's going to be an overtime finish and at least a couple of more laps. In fact, probably several laps under the caution flag as cleanup continues on the back straightaway. Nathan Prouty, how many cars are still stopped there on the back stretch? I see at least 1 car against the outside wall, and it looks like several more to the inside.
Yeah, Kyle, Ricky, the 1 car up against the outside retaining wall that you alluded to, that is Sam Mayer. The other one, I can't quite tell, kind of tucked in behind the safety workers from my vantage point. But one thing to note, too, Matt DiBenedetto, he drove away from the scene of the wreck, and he laid down a lot of fluid on the apron where Sammy Smith, Jesse Love, and others like to run when they get to this spot of the racetrack. So they have to be careful when they go down there not to get their tires in the fluid that was left behind from Matt DiBenedetto.
We are headed to overtime here at Rockingham Speedway. If you're not familiar with overtime in NASCAR, it works as follows. The green flag will come out. They'll race around. If the leader takes the white flag, then the next flag ends the race, meaning the checkered flag or a caution flag. They'll go to the video and find out who was up front when the caution flag flew after the white. However, if we take the green flag and we begin the race back and there's another yellow flag before the leader gets to the line to take the white, we'll slow them down and do the process all over again.
And if that yellow comes out, we'll have tied the record for caution flags here at Rockingham Speedway. Something an hour ago we didn't think was possible, but we are at 14. 15 is the record set back in 1990, and you never know. We could get there. We'll see as we get set to head into overtime, completing the advertised distance of the race, this time by working lap 251 now as the leaders cross under the starter stand. Sammy Smith, the race leader, over Taylor Gray, Jesse Love, Parker Retzlaff having a great run, as is Harrison Burton. He's been quiet for much of the afternoon, but has been able to avoid a lot of the recent trouble and runs in the top 5. Then it's Austin Hill, Brennan Poole, another good run in the 7th spot. Josh Williams avoided an incident earlier up in turn 3, got some right side damage, but is in the top 10 and 8th. Jeb Burton in 9th, and how about Jeremy Clements running in the top 10?
Yeah, the fact of the matter is with so many cars running out of fuel and everybody highly concerned right now, you just don't know who may be able to get to the checkered flag first. So Steve Post, I guess that puts everybody here at the front of the field in pucker factor Zulu.
Well, they're worried about their own cars, but unless you're the front row, you're worried about cars in front of you, too. We saw Jesse Love haul it off into turn number 1, and that car burped just a little bit, and that bunged everything up. And then, obviously, that's what happened down there in turn number 1. So now the conversation is, well, he's 2 laps longer than you, and you're 3 laps shorter than he is, and you got to watch this guy, and you got to watch that guy. It's a mess is what it is. Now, it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out and who can make it to the end, but it's a matter of making it to the end, but it's a matter of surviving if the guy in front of you doesn't make it to the end and how you navigate around that automobile.
Well, it's just made a bit easier, potentially, for some of them. Instead of running several caution laps, NASCAR has decided to put the red flag out for the second time and as many caution flags, and the field has stopped over in turn number 3 and up the back straightaway as cleanup continues to the inside of the backstretch after the most recent multi-car incident.
Yeah, I mean, why not have a little overtime here in our return to Rockingham Speedway as well? By the way, daylight-wise, we still got plenty of daylight. Official sunset here in Rockingham and Richmond County, North Carolina. Not for another, 55 minutes or so. So we got enough daylight, fingers crossed, to get this thing in here as we sit under the red flag for the second time today.